Okay, yeah, my face is super windburnt. See, tomorrow might be my last day before holidays. I don't know if that clock is super distracting. Makes my background look like shit. I've got too much stuff going on now. That's, that thing right there. That's a phone lock. It locks my phone away. I've got a fuzz on the, my closets. Oh, that's my bathroom. Okay, let's do this really quick. I need to go to bed. Okay, I wasted like an hour just now. Like, I was doing really good. I was editing the Stitches interview. Got home from work. Oh, she's been a lolly well. Anyways. But then, yeah, I just fell into the scroll. I fell into the scroll and I just wasted an hour. And now I should be in bed sleeping, but gotta do this. Okay, do you then ponder how the supreme of human evils, the surest mark of the base and cowardly, is not death, but the fear of death? I urge you to discipline yourself against such fear. Direct all your thinking, exercises, and reading this way. You will know the only path to human freedom. Okay, to steal himself before he committed suicide rather than submit to Julius Caesar's destruction of the Roman Republic. The great Stoic philosopher Cato read a bit of Plato's Phaedo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. In this, Plato writes, "It is the child within us that trembles before death. Death is scary because it is such an unknown. No one can come back and tell us what it is like. We are in the dark about it. Also, I'll be alone this Christmas because no one in my family invited me to Christmas, and the people that I am closest with went away to Florida. And well, that's cool. That I'm happy for them, and I'm like, well, that's their excuse. And then step parents don't really like me. Anyways, that's fine. I wish them the best, I guess. So yeah, no, I'll be streaming on Christmas. So just so you guys know, for anyone that's alone on Christmas, I'll be here. I'll probably live stream all day, and I'll just sit in front of this computer. Might not talk and respond the whole time, but I'm trying to just spend the whole day right in front of the computer. Anyways, yeah. No, it is what it is. You might ask how that happens, and it's a long story, but something about being a punching bag, and then some people don't like the truth being told, or this or that. Oh, I was told today, because I asked someone, I was like, why the fuck does no one in my family, message me, ask me how I'm doing? And they're like, well, you kind of, posted a lot of weird stuff on YouTube, and, my comedy sets or whatever. Nothing, gross or anything. I did comedy skits, and it's I guess to my small farm family, it's oh, having a hobby that we don't have, that's fucking horrible. So that's what someone said today. They're like, oh, well, your hobbies make people uncomfortable. My YouTube, me making, experimenting and making, YouTube videos. Not making, weird scat porn or anything. I know families of, all different types of people. Sex workers, people that are heroin addicts, that they're getting invited to Christmas. Me, I'll be sitting here with Coco and Oscar. And probably much cooler than most people. And no, it's just, I've had friends invite me over for Christmas Day, but it's geez, my own family, not even one goddamn person. So I don't put a high value on family, and people are like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this stuff. You shouldn't. Why? It's the truth. No one in my family invited me anywhere for Christmas, not even holidays. My friends have invited me tons of places. And it's just my family, the people that are supposed to be the closest and people that love you the most. Nope, just not. And someone today said, oh, well, it's, it's your YouTube videos. And, people shit on me working in cinema. Because they're, a bunch of fucking losers. I don't know. The fact that I chose something that wasn't right in the school curriculum. And, oh, you'll never really make it. And, there's no, it's not stable. There's no careers. It's well, when you guys were in a lockdown and not allowed to work, there was still film sets going. You weren't even, in Manitoba, you weren't even allowed to get a haircut. Yet there was 4 film sets going. So it proved to be a little bit more essential and stable than most jobs eventually. Because, the world likes content, believe it or not. Ugh, God. I'm also kind of hating how there's more quantity than quality now, but... And, I kind of enjoy that I'm not working in cinema right now. And it's nothing to do with my family suggesting. There was people in my family that suggested I not be a crane operator. There was someone in my family that was like, "Oh, it's a hard lifestyle. You know, they only make like $55 an hour. That's only $100,000 a year." Actually, no. If you make $55 an hour and you work overtime, you make way more than $100,000 a year. But then this person was acting like that was not a lot of money, and this same person was the person that suggested that when I was working in film, making like over $100,000 a year as a grip, which I was very happy doing at the time when I wasn't burnt out, and I really loved film back then. Like, you should quit. You should just be like the city bus union is hiring people. The Winnipeg bus union is. It's like, oh yeah, I should quit my job making $100,000 a year to make $40,000 a year and get spit on by people and totally disrespected. You know what's funny? I met people that were bus drivers. I met them that they like quit and started working in cinema as like a locations person. This person's doing really well. Last time I talked to her, she's like a location manager, and those people pull in like $2,500 net a week. When they're on a project. Pretty good job, right? And she said I quit because I was tired of getting spit on and yelled at by people. And it's just like, fucking, some people in your family or people around you will have stupid goddamn opinions no matter what. And like, that's okay. Like, it is sometimes okay to be like, no, this person has a stupid opinion. They're a fucking moron and don't know what they're talking about. And some people just try and control your life and tell you what to do, and they know nothing of what they're fucking talking about. Like, I had family members tell me, and like, I actually just think it, like, these people that were saying it didn't want me to be independent of them. They were telling me this so that I would have a job where I made like 30, 40 grand a year and would always have to come to them for money. And they didn't like that I was independent, you know? And that's whatever. That's our fucking prerogative, Rooney. Jeez, I've been going on more tangents these days, haven't I? Anyways, as childlike and ultimately ignorant as we are about death, there are plenty of wise men and women who can at least provide some guidance. There's a reason why the world's oldest people never seem to be afraid of death. They've had more time to think about it than we have, and they realize how pointless it is to worry about it. There are some other wonderful resources. Florida Scott Maxwell's Stoic Diary during her terminal illness. The Measure of My Days is one. Seneca's famous words to his family and friends who had broken down and begged with his executioners is another. Where Seneca gently chided them are your maxims of philosophy, or the preparations of so many years study against evil succumb. Throughout philosophy there are inspiring brave words from brave men and women who can further help us face this fear. There is another helpful consideration about death from the Stoics. It is, if death is truly the end, then what is there exactly to fear? For everything from your fears to your pain receptors to your worries and your remaining wishes, they will perish with you. As frightening as death may seem, remember it contains the end of fear. Ooh. Yeah. I don't know. And I think it's funny because people are like, oh, you shouldn't tell people. Like, people in my family have been like, oh, you shouldn't tell people that I said that. You shouldn't have done this. Like, creating this vase of, like, mystery. And I've kind of, like, I noticed I drag that into my relationships. I would say something mean to one of my exes and be like, please don't tell people I said that. It's like, no, I should actually be more worried about the fact that I said that. And I got that from someone in my family that would do fucking weird things and ridiculous things. And like, one family member racked up around, I think it was like 35K in my name and refused to pay it. And don't tell people about it. It's like, well, no, you shouldn't have done that if you didn't want me to fucking tell people about it. Anyways, some people just don't like the truth to be told, and that's okay. I'm gonna tell it anyways. Ciao for now.